down in the den, so go tell a friend. The best podcast on earth's about to begin. We got jokes and news and movie reviews. After Dark NC-17 with the crew. Interviews with the best artists around. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now.
Welcome back to Down in the Den. It's your boy Mars, aka Marlon Beardo, the bearded weirdo, the Stella Rosa Casanova, the curator of culture, and the should night of this podcast game. And we are back with another stellar episode with, he needs no introduction. You know who he is. He is the one, the only Johnny Raps. Brother, welcome back to the show. And it's not just another episode with Johnny Raps, although we've had about 8 of them at this point. It is my brother's birthday. So everyone, friends of the Den, Den mates, people around, people watching at home, people listening on Spotify or wherever they listen to their podcast, I want y'all to do me some favors today and celebrate with me this talented, incredible artist, my brother, my real brother. You can see the resemblance. We bros for real. The one and only Johnny Raps. Happy birthday, bro, man. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Salute, man. This is a good way to start a birthday.
Man, what a day, man. You got some big things popping today, some big things this weekend, and that's what we're here to talk about. Man, he's been making moves. I'm so proud of this guy. And so yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. Raps Records, man. Let's talk about it. I am so proud. As you guys know, 2024, if I'm not mistaken, I smoke a lot, so if my years fall apart, blame it on the head, not the heart. 2024, me and my bro, we worked on a project, phenomenal project, super underrated project. If you haven't listened to it, go do yourself a favor. It's on all streaming platforms. Old Dirty Cracker, boom bap, hip hop masterpiece. But he's just dropped a new project from that project. So let's tell the people at home a little bit about the O.D.C project that's coming September 4th and Raps Records. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, where should I begin? You said you brought up the original kind of, you brought up where this started, which was
Yes.
Our album Old Dirty Cracker, which we put out in October of 2024, I believe it was.
That's right.
And that was an album fully produced by you. It's lyrical boom bap. And it was, the genesis of, really what I think is now like the if Johnny Raps has a Slim Shady persona, that's what Old Dirty Cracker is. Like, that's the way I would describe it to people. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't, the artist's name doesn't become Old Dirty Cracker. He's still Johnny Raps.
Right.
But that's where the edge comes in, right? Gives you a license to say certain things. So, and also me just kind of like embracing, the fact that I'm middle age and, younger rappers are going to refer to me as Unc and shit like that. And, also just taking, I hate to refer to him so much because it seems a little stereotypical, but, he did pave the way. So taking another page for Eminem's book, or from his book, it's just like, say everything that anybody else can say about you before they even have a chance to say it,
Right.
Like Eminem disses himself. So that's why I'm like, when somebody comes out trying to diss Eminem, like, number one, they're setting themselves up to be killed anyways.
Absolutely.
If
Lyrical
he thinks
homicide.
it's even worth his time, he's gonna annihilate you in a single or something, right? And a diss track. But then, like, it's also just like it seems like such low hanging fruit because he's already making fun of himself.
Right.
So
You
it's
said
just
everything that you can say, and it takes all the sting out of it. And I think any of us who may have been bullied before, I know I have. You either A, succumb, or B, you develop that ODC persona where you take that anger, you take those things, and put it in a positive, creative outlet. And so I get it 100%.
Yeah. And a lot of cats like still don't know my shit. So anytime I tell them about the old Dirty Cracker or old Dirty Cracker album, they immediately start to, you know what I mean? They're just not expecting it. But yeah, it was a really good project. It's a project that I think we're both proud of.
Yeah,
Again, you fully produced it. And so you know, we immediately off the back of that started working on um, an old dirty cracker 2, if you
yeah,
will. And my original idea was to have that be like a double disc album or something like that. But what's funny is that the old dirty cracker, that album really just it came together on its own so quickly. Like I always say, it's one of those things that just wrote itself. I go back and listen to some of those songs and I'm like, where the fuck did I come up with these bars? It's definitely like played into my belief in the universal consciousness of things, because I'm like, I don't even know like where I came up with that shit in a lot of cases.
it was
Um
beyond organic because I literally remember, and I've never had a project that easy since or before. That was my, Raps had put out several projects before then, but that was my virgin, and he was gentle with me. He actually spoiled me because I thought everything would be that easy. Because literally, I craft something up, I send it to him. That's dope. He go on the train, and the next day there was like a fully fleshed out fucking banger. And so I was just like, oh, is this easy? This is hip hop. This is easy. Why are people crying about how hard it is? But it was just literally serendipitous how it came together. So I agree.
yeah, and that's like I've only had a couple projects do that too. And my, education,
Of course.
my project with Aflo. I mean, that's another one that came together. That was 2 sessions. It was just an EP, but 2 sessions, us working together for the first time. Um, you know, and you learn to appreciate that when you're trying to recreate it. You know what I mean? And I think
Yes.
that's what it was with ODC too. We're like, I'm gonna do the same thing again, but bigger and better. But now we've set a standard and there are expectations,
Right.
right? So I think that can actually kind of get in the way of the creativity sometimes,
Agreed.
because it was. Uh, Now, not that there was like a certain amount of fuck it that went into uh the old Dirty Cracker album, but again, it's just like I wasn't overthinking stuff. I was writing the verses on the train. If I had to a couple of bars to finish, I would walk around the block before I went in the apartment after I got off the train and finished the song. Um, so the second project, it's not writing itself quite in such a way. I mean, there's a lot of shit been going on this year too, and I've been pivoting from one project to the next
Right.
basically. um but we still put a lot of work into uh the next thing. So I was just like, you know what, I want to get this out. We have enough to at least drop an EP, which is that's standard in
Yeah. That's
in the
music
music world
nowadays.
and in the hip hop world. Like, put this out as a preview, see how it does. Um, I'm gonna keep working on the full length thing, of course, but in the meantime, there's some dated references on here, so I want to make sure it gets in people's ear holes before Dave Blunts dies, so they can hear all my disses to that fat motherfucker, and Not that I have anything against fat people, but you know, there's you know, there's got to be a limit on things, bro. When you need somebody to bring a couch out on stage, chill, bro.
And,
Chill
and,
on the Funyuns.
and
But
mind
anyways,
you,
I
we
digress.
grew up in
Yeah.
the
So
'90s, so you know we're from the generation that we motivate our love by a little bit of hatred. It's just in our DNA. Like the best shape I got in my life was because my brother told me I looked like I ate a truck. And I was in the gym the next day. I was like, I do look like Optimus Prime. Rest in peace, Pete. But yeah,
but to put this out, I was just like, let me, you know, I mean, I tried to drop it through SoundCloud distribution first, and uh, we got some response back about some rights issues or some shit like that, and so you know, recently I've been kind of paused on it, was kind of unsure what to do, because you know, I mean, like you said, we don't have licensing on some of these samples. We don't know exactly what's up.
right.
So, I mean, it feels very much like hip hop too. So, uh, I was like, I submitted again through DistroKid. Cortex encouraged me to set up an account on DistroKid. Here's the thing, to give everybody full context, all of my music uh, up for the past 8 years since I've been releasing music has been published by Holland Jungle.
Shout out to
Um,
Holland Jungle.
Holland Jungle. Holland Jungle is my producer. Uh, Cortex, he mixes and pretty much masters everything that I've put out. So even if he's not been like the primary beat maker, you know, he's my engineer in the studio. He's the person I'm working with. Um, you know, I always tell people Johnny Raps is like a two-man band.
Yeah,
Um,
he's your Dre
but
to your Snoop.
what was that?
I say he's your Dre to your Snoop.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but you know, it, I've been relying on him for publication for so long, and there are no issues with that whatsoever. But me being independent, you know, I also want to have the experience of what it's like to publish some of this shit myself, learning what it is like on the back end. Um, you know, God forbid something ever happens to a homie, you got to know how to take care of yourself. So, um, you know, that I'm really just kind of putting it out, and Raps Records is really just exists because I want I want to be able to learn. You know, I
Yeah,
need to learn the process. Um, and that's it, man.
and it's the natural evolution. I would recommend, you know, there's nothing wrong with majors, but the advantage that I guess it's Gen Z. I don't know what letter or number you guys are on now, but it's the advantage that we didn't have. Like growing up, you had to have a major label, you had to have backing, you had to have a cosign, they had A&R development, and you can argue if that made music better or worse. That's certainly an argument for another episode. But now, if you're an artist, you can literally learn how to make beats yourself or link up with someone that makes beats like a Cortex or like a Mars or Dre Hayes or whatever. And then if you have a pen, and Raps has one of the best pens in the game, and I'll stand on that 10 toes down. If you need a ghostwriter for the right price, he can make your shit tighter. But
Ooh.
he's a multi genre artist. You know, he has the and actor. If you haven't seen Shithead, it's on Tubi now. Run those numbers up. But you know, he has the crazy juggalo face fucker persona. He can do that smooth shit, which I want my boy to get into some more. Because I mean, I know he's, you know, this man is a ladies' man if he want to be, but he's a solid good man. But I'm just saying that, you know, I'm trying to get my man to sell a little ass. But you know that's neither here nor there. But he can do those like he could he could do a LL Cool J if you wanted to with the smooth rap. He can do the, the boom bap. Obviously, is his like bread and butter. That's my favorite Johnny raps. But he can do the funk. If you haven't checked out the funk EP he dropped with NYPD, I mean, he can do it all.
Oh,
So
also, I just started getting into like theme songs and jingles, bro. I don't know if I told you, but I was
you didn't,
and I'm not gonna name it by name because I don't want there to be any conflict of interest, and heaven forbid shit falls through and it doesn't actually happen and I'll look like an idiot. But I actually got commissioned this year to write a theme song for uh, a very prominent tourist attraction in New York City. Um,
like,
so if all that goes well, that'll be a big deal for Johnny Raps and Cortex. Holland Jungle was my writing partner on that. Got to give credit where credit is due. Uh, yeah, but so I'm starting to get into that shit too, bro. So
yeah,
really,
and
like you said, we'll write anything, man.
anything. And like I said, sync licensing, that's another thing because, you know, I've always, the Down in the Den project has always been my backdoor into the music industry. Make these connections, put highlight on great artists, but it's something that I always wanted to do. If my boy Petty was here, he would tell you I've known him since I was in fifth grade, sixth grade. I've known Petty, and we're both in our mid 40s now. And I would be making beats on the table and writing songs. And if there was a cipher, oh my God, I couldn't wait to go into a freestyle cipher. And then you the difference between me and a lot of other artists, I settled for the 9 to 5 life, and that's how Down in the Den began because it could really just drain you. And you still have to do those things, but not pursuing your dreams at all is super unhealthy. So I reckon D.E.N stands for Dreams in Nightmare. A word of advice: if you don't try it, it's never going to happen. Shoot your shot, shoot or shoot. And I'm so glad that he's learning these other sides of the business because it can keep your passion ignited and also find other avenues to put that bag in your pocket because we all know the music industry in itself is not really designed for the artist to necessarily make the money for the music. I consider the music an advertisement. So you can learn the personality and now you want to buy the personalities. That leads to people purchasing merch, going to your concerts, things of that nature. But the music itself is more like the free sample. If you take it back to the drug game, your first crack is free. And then after you get that crack, now you got to pay. So, but I,
Inevitably, with the music started for me like it starts with everything else, where I kind of you know found my angle, found my way in, and my intention was just to focus on that one thing, right? So when I was acting, my intention was just to focus on being an actor.
right,
But I get so heavily involved in the projects that I work on, Shithead, for example, the movie Shithead, which I star in, shameless plug. Um, we worked on that movie for 6 years. So, and I was just hired to be the lead actor, but I got so involved in the process that I also became I was one of the writers I was one of the head writers for the rewrites. Was basically like ended up taking on a producer role because I stuck with the film for like 6 years. So I ended up doing some coordinating things of that nature. There's a whole lot of shit that I'm not credited for in that
right,
film. Um, but like you get, especially this level of independence, you get to a point where you're like, fuck it, I gotta learn this shit for
right,
myself.
right,
um I just with this music stuff, it was the same. It was like, yo bro, I'm rapping and I'm just gonna focus on being a rapper. I got my producer, so I don't need to worry about any of that shit, right? But you know move navigating through it. You having shows, live shows, you got stuff going wrong with the DJ, and
yeah,
it's like, okay, well, I don't know the technical components, I can't actually tell if it's like, you know, the house equipment is fucking up, or is this human error? I don't know. And the only way for me to determine that is to learn it myself.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, then I only have myself to blame because I'm the one doing it, right? So that's why
Yeah.
I started DJing my shows and stuff like that. Um, really just so that I can have that like kind of troubleshooting knowledge. Um, not even really like, you know, trust me, like the second I can afford to hire my own DJ again, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
But also, you know, if I'm up there and something goes fucked up on stage, then I kind of might maybe know what chords to grab,
Right.
so I can help, you know, and instead of just like standing there being like, well, how are you gonna fix it, bro? Because I'm supposed to be rapping right now and I don't have a backing track, you know, like that's.
Now you
And
have
then
to
you got
be
out unique
Ashley
there
Simpson.
freestyling for 10 minutes, and I'm just standing there like looking pissed. So you know, same thing. I think probably next, you know, I do have all the equipment. I got a loop machine, a vocal effects machine, all this crazy shit, and I think you know, the next step for raps, is gonna be learning how to make some beats. I don't know if they'll be any good, but I think
I,
it's time that I start producing some of my own shit too, just again to see how that goes.
I've been waiting for you to get the bug. I think I've talked to you offline about that. Like, have you considered producing? Because you have so many great resources to, you know, bounce ideas off. And I think you have an incredible ear as far as your beat selection is concerned. So I would love, and like I said, if you need any, I'm self-taught, and you have some advantages. You know, you're actually classically trained. You know, I didn't know anything about chords until I started learning how to play the guitar, and which was crazy because when I was young, I got selected for this like musically gifted class. I could like identify instruments, and so either that or I think the music teacher may have been trying to, you know, be a little creepy in retrospect. But she had me thinking I was some type of music prodigy, to say the least. But I remember one time, and mind you, this is like 8-year-old Mars, and I overheard her say, "Doesn't he have bedroom eyes?" And I went home and I said, "Mom, what does that mean?" And she said, "Who told you that?" And I'm like, "My music teacher." She said I had that, and my mom was ready to like choke the life out of her. So not the trauma dump, but
What did you say it was? Bedroom eyes?
yes, yes. She told her
Because you look sleepy?
that's what I thought it meant. I thought but it actually means like sexy eyes, like let's go to the bedroom.
Oh,
But
whoa.
but yeah, my brain thought, oh, she's saying I'm look sleepy, and I'm like, well, I do have little eyes, so maybe that's it. I you know, and but no, when I looked it up on the Urban Dictionary, it's kind of like, so she said this 8-year-old has sexy eyes, which is like one of those things when you get older and you start hearing all these stories, you're like, oh man, I dodged a bullet on that one. If I'd have went to that event she had, who knows what could have happened. But I always had an attraction. I just had to self teach myself. I started off on GarageBand when I got my first iPhone. I don't know if you guys remember GarageBand, but it was like a little app. And then
It's
I
still
got,
on there.
you know, because I erase a lot of stuff on my phone because I have so many videos and stuff, I don't have it on my phone anymore. But that's what I started. I think that was like iPhone 3 or something like that. And then I went from GarageBand to FL Studios, which I still use. Then I went to BandLab because they had a lot of like free samples and stuff like that. I really want to sample records, but I just don't want to getting licensing with free loops and stuff, as you can see, can be inconvenient when it comes to putting the music out. So, you know, a lot of my beats are just from scratch because when I want to use a sample, I'm scared that it's going to become a hit. And then Sting comes to my door and like, you have to pay me $1 million a day for the next 56 years. So But that's the beauty about hip hop, finding like just a little piece. So I love to see what you're doing. But speaking of DJing, let's talk about it. The annual, I'm so pissed off that I will not be able to be. I've been, I think, in the last 3 or 4. Um, but due to some personal issues, I won't be able to make the trip this year. Let's talk a little bit about your birthday slash Holland Jungle showcase that you got popping up tomorrow, correct?
That's right. That's right. Today's my birthday. Tomorrow's the show. Um, yeah, bro. It's got the Holland Jungle Showcase. This is the second year we're doing this. I've been doing my own shows at the D.E.N for years now. And last year I kind of, I decided I wanted to take a different approach, and rather than, just do another hour long set by myself, I was like, let me book a couple slots and we'll get a bunch of artists in there. So, um, and one thing that I'm trying to do a little bit different with the showcase is I'm not doing pay to play. It's like, I always wanted somebody to give me the opportunity to perform without having to pay for the stage time. Um, and that happened, like, I did like private parties and stuff like that
Right.
where people had to pay me to show up and stuff, but for those artist showcases, that's never the case. um and I understand why it's set up that way, but just you want to try something a little bit different and just be like, hey, like, you know trying to help you out as long as you can bring 5-10 people. Um then we're Gucci. So you don't have to worry about, paying me $50, $100, whatever that is. As long as I make my money back for the night, I'm happy. So, last year we did this, and it went really, really well.
Phenomenal show.
Um,
I was there.
yeah, we were hoping this, the goal was to sell 30 tickets. And I think we did like 80 something or 90 something. I forget now. I think it was like 83 tickets, 93
It was
tickets.
up there.
So this year, yeah, we got a dope lineup. We got some people coming back from last year. Our Unique will be there. We'll be doing a bunch of songs together. Um, I got a new jam that I'm performing with him as part of his set. It's called No Fear. He produced it. I don't know when it's dropping or if it's dropping, but but we're gonna do it live for the people on Saturday. And then what else? Yeah, Rusty's coming through. We're gonna do No Cap drop today. It's on
We're
all
gonna play that video a
platforms.
little bit later.
Yeah, so much shit going on, bro. But yeah, that's been like kind of like the biggest thing with my summer is doing all these collabos with Rusty Juxx from the Boot Camp Click. So yeah, Rusty's gonna come through as guest performer. Me, him, and Al are gonna perform No Cap live for the first time. Um, Again, it dropped today. The music video is live on YouTube. We'll get to that, but I just want to tell everybody, if you come to the show tomorrow night and you have my verse memorized, I'll buy you a drink.
Let's go.
Any drink of your choice, and the drinks at Delancey are not cheap.
They're not. They're not. I'm so glad I'm a water guy.
But you gotta be able to spit the whole verse for me, just like I'm gonna be like Busta. I'm gonna be there like Busta, like yeah,
Get it.
yeah,
I
raw.
gotta get it. Then I gotta get it. I don't want to get it.
My raps aren't that hard to rhyme along with. Um, yeah, sorry. I may have got us a little off track. I forget what. Oh yeah, so yeah, the birthday bash. Who else is in the lineup? We got
We
we got
got
Al Unique
Rusty,
coming
Al
back. We
Unique.
got Kai coming back. Kai's done some rebranding, so now he's known as Cairo.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because he just officially dropped some music.
Smooth
And
R&B cat.
yeah, smooth R&B cat.
Yeah, for the ladies out there.
Yeah, and we're also going to be performing. a collaboration that he and I worked on.
Nice.
So that'll be the next Holland Jungle Johnny Raps release in September after O.D.C comes out.
Nice.
It's called
Cherie,
Daily.
Daily, the
The-
new song. And what vibes is that song? Is it what can the people look for?
It's
Like,
it's 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 looking to be like a radio hit anthem,
okay,
but like still with my like hard vocals, hard edge.
okay. I like that. I like
So um and I'm doing a little bit like kind of like sing rap in there, but it like goes back and forth.
that.
So
Okay.
it's not it's we don't lose the boom bap, um, we don't lose the hardcore, but it's still got more of like a pop potential radio sound to it, if you will. We're trying to make that money in
Yeah.
2026, if you know what I mean. So
And
this is a
beyond.
song that I think could potentially, you know, um, uh, get some new audience members, if you
We're
will.
all about.
So, and then who else is on our lineup? We got Cherie. Cherie was, uh, yes, I think Cherie was supposed to perform last year, but she had a baby, so
Right.
she's gonna get up there and do her set this year. But shout out to Cherie. Congrats on the new momness. About a year in.
Shout out to
Um,
the offspring out there doing their thing.
yeah, yeah. But I'm glad she's finding the time to get up on the stage with us. It's gonna be awesome. She's again smooth R&B vibes. Um, we got SX the artist SXC Sandor. So this is somebody that I've met in passing at the studio, but I'm very excited to see what he does live. We've got Flight School Alumni, which
Okay.
is a group of rappers. So and again, very excited to see what they do live as well. I've never worked with them, but they're very enthusiastic and excited about the show. And I think that's the lineup. I think that's the lineup.
And then you're gonna be doing your own set and DJing throughout, correct?
Correct. Correct.
Multitasking. I love it, man. NYBD/Cortex, my brother. You've been on the show many times. I need you to stop being Quincy Jones and hiding behind the studio, and I need you to perform. So I'm calling you out. And this is my call out for 2027 next year. 3, the Holland Jungle. I want to see NYBD perform, and if NYBD performs, I'll make sure that the Den is there to do something. How about that? How about that?
I'll hold him to it, man.
Because he just be so cool, man. And I'll never be that cool. It's fine. I accept that. I am who I am. But I'm like, come on, bro, get up there, do something. I need you to do something. So that's the challenge. So that's a dope set. I can't wait for the reviews, and because it is your birthday, us at Down in the Den, we've made a special donation to your project. So if you check your Cash App,
Well,
just
thanks, bro.
just check it out. That's our birthday love to the homies. So
Appreciate you, man.
we just did something
Thanks.
for the showcase. Yes, sir. So, man, this is some dope stuff, man. Big times ahead for my boy Raps. As he mentioned, No Cap just dropped today, single and music video, and we're honored to do a little world debut on this bad boy. So, while I'm setting up, if you want to give the folks at home, the friends of the Den, a little bit of the background on this collaboration, how it came about, and just the whole process.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's timing wise, it's all very interesting how everything played out. Um, Earlier in the year, I started working on kind of a mixtape project, if you will, um, as a tribute to my favorite rapper, Sean Price. Rest in
Salute.
peace, Sean P. And it's I was rapping over beats to his album 86 Witness, and you actually came up with the title for it, 26 Witness, which is
Correct.
perfect. So I did the first installment of that, and then I sent it to Rusty Juxx, and I was like, "Yo, what up about like you know working together?" So he gave me a quote on jumping on a track of his, doing a feature for him. So I did that. I think it was more of an audition than anything. Um, and he said I killed it, and I was like, "Look, man, like I really want to work with you. I don't want to do like this, transactional. I've done this before with other
Right.
bigger name rappers where it's I paid him for the feature, we do the project, and that's it. That's the
Right.
end of relationship. You know what I mean? But I was very transparent where it's like, yo, like I'm trying to build, and I'm also just trying to like learn from you and see how you work because I'm like, you're one of my goats. So like, what would it cost to get in the studio and work together, and write together and work like actually be
Old
together on a
old school
project, right?
collaboration
Instead
like
of
they used
just
to
like
do.
I send you a beat, you send me back the verse type shit, which
Right.
is the norm. And it cost more bread, but I think it was worth it, and it was cool. We pulled up and we did the fucking thing, and we've been continue to rock ever since. I've recorded like I think like 3 features from him, uh, or for him to, and we've still got another song and video to work on between the two of us for Johnny Raps. So we got a lot of shit going on in the chamber. Um, but yeah, man, it was an honor to work with Rusty on this, and he liked it so much. We were getting ready to shoot, and he was like, "Yo, bro, like I want to shoot this, in the neighborhood I grew up in. So, meet me at Broward Park in Crown Heights, and that's where we did the thing, and it was fucking awesome, bro. It was guerrilla shoot. Like I said, it was in his neighborhood. It was cool to see like people pulling up that like knew Rusty Juxx, and a couple of his homies just like showed up and like jumped off their bike and chained their bike up and started like helping work on the video and shit, bro. It was really cool. Um, yeah, yeah. So and that's it. No cap, bro.
Yeah. I love the punk rock of hip hop getting out there. That's the way it should be. I think it would be better if we went back to collaboration. When you first sent me, you kept it tight to the vest. So when I heard the whole thing, I was like, yeah, my guys killed that. And shout out to Al, always collaborating.
Yeah, bro.
Also killed it on the track.
Yeah,
So
and I was a big fan of Rusty Jukes and all those Duck Down dudes too. That's part of like how me and him bonded when we first started rapping together. Is we both love the underground East Coast rap.
yeah,
So I definitely wanted to get him on the track too. Um, and I think it's a dope single. It's a quintessential. What's special to me about it is I've been playing around with a lot of shit, especially with my visuals. There's always been a lot of like, special effects in my music videos.
yeah,
Um, I'm doing animated shit. I have maybe like a couple, 2, 3 videos out there already that don't involve some major effects or gimmick or something like some kind of zaniness.
right,
So this felt good because it was just like a return to my roots, return to the roots of hip hop and why we're all doing this, which is just to listen to dope vocals over dope beats, dope vocals over dope instrumentals, and it's just like no bullshit.
Yeah.
No cap, no cap. I
No
do think
cap.
it's funny. Like I see some irony in the title because it's just hilarious because it's called No Cap. We're all wearing ball caps. All of the text that shows up is all capital letters. But we're not thinking of it in a literal sense.
Right. And I still don't know what that means. I know it means not lying, but I never understood the cap association. But that's also,
You don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, I thought it was a Southern thing, but then you hear it, and I don't know. But the song itself, phenomenal. So
also what's interesting about this shit is I recorded my own vocals to this beat like at least a month, 2 months before I started working with Ruste.
Oh wow.
So there's like another version of this that is just Johnny raps with like a different chorus, different bars all together. But it was called No Cap.
Ah, okay.
It was called No Cap, and what was the chorus was like, I said, no bow tie flow, no jidena, raps no caps, heard backwards, facts, hat, cat, runner, mouth, word, raps might slap that, if that ass fat, I'ma tap that. That was, so that was the No Caps. And what's funny is, so we were going to do this song with Ruste. We had sent him a different beat. It was like a smoother type beat, something that's like not really like typically on brand for him. And he was on his way to the studio and he was like, bro, like, I don't like what I wrote to this. Like, you got to send me a different beat. And we're like, bet, we got something for you when you get in here. And so, I told Cortex, play that beat for him, see what he thinks. And it was also like a little fun exercise too, because I really wanted to like incorporate what I had done already. And Cortex was like, no, bro, it's different. Like, it's a different vibe.
Right.
Fuck what you did yesterday. Like, completely new bars, right? You're in the studio with Ruste, completely no bars. He would not let me say that jidena shit or none of that. So, so it became a new, completely new song. But then Al came in and did his verse, and he says no cap in his verse.
Ironically,
so we just kept the title because he says no cap.
I love it. Serendipitous. And shout out to the cat, Tuxedo Cat in the background, paid actor, chilling, super cool, man. Right on time too, right when the videos came. So shout out to them. My dog's downstairs right now barking at air. So if you guys hear some barking, that's little Miss Oreo. She's slightly, but she's cute. All right, guys. So here it comes, the world debut. My boy Johnny Rap, Ruste Juxx, Al Unique, No Cap, world debut. Let's play that bad boy.
Juxx. Johnny Raps.
Holland Jungle.
Yeah. What up? Yo, it's Dirt Platoon rap. Rugged boom back. 5 fingers to the face, you can feel the tune slap. Ear to the speaker now, listen to the chaos. Used to kill shit for free, now they gotta pay us. Truckloads of money dropped off in a Brinks truck. The shoes, gator suits, tailored in the mix plush. I rock harder Glock 2010 millimeter. The impact will blow your body back a kilometer. This Brooklyn artist got an East Coast bang. A rap kingpin slinging that dope slang. They wonder why I'm wildin' when I seem so chill. The voices in my head be telling me go kill. Any rapper talking talking that fly shit, I will earth you. Marble tombstone, 6 feet under the dirt, you curse you. 16 bars with a hex, throw a spell in the text when a sucker wanna flex. Yo, it's dirt platoon rap, rugged boom bap. 5 fingers to the face, you can feel the tune slap.
Mic in my possession, nothing chewing my expression. I'm retarded with the words, getting dumb is my profession. It's the boom bap blacksmith, rap another classic. I am the big dog, do nothing but some rap shit. Shit is tragic, you plastic, you sound elastic. No enthusiasm, the love you getting is gassing. Ratchet hoes love raps like they love some magic tricks. So get your bitch or I'm a sorrow ass and half and shit. Raps on the pulpit, back on my bullshit. Life is beautiful when I'm smoking down the full clip. I'm more mature in my 40s, I'm staying focused. Your rhymes is bogus, you shorties don't sound the focus. You say you goated, nobody could ever notice. I say I'm down to choke a bitch, but you would never go this.
Yo, it's dirt platoon rap, rugged boom bap. 5 fingers to the face, you can feel the tune slap.
Allah favors me, hoes I had still saving me. Rebel shit been in my blood since slavery. Play with me, pussy, and I promise it's game over. Lame choaches, no hands, flamethrowers. Hammers in your hostess if you feeling impulsive. I'm disgusting, repulsive, still seduce your hostess. Boss of all bosses, taking risk and moving cautious. You stay taking losses while your bitches on my sauces. I told her, pipe down, be patient, cause I'ma pipe it down. Rest of the night, I couldn't write it down. Catch me on Nostra now, floating past, blowing gas. You don't know the half, hey, we can hold a crap. A nigga slicker than a Jerry curl. No cap, ain't no need for no fairy tale.
Yo, it's dirt platoon rap, rugged boom bap. 5 fingers to the face, you can feel the tune slap.
No cap, shit is raw, straight, rugged rap. That's what it is, kid.
Yeah, and that was directed by Rusty Juxx too, bro. I don't think I said that, but he directed that himself.
Double duty, man. Phenomenal. Man, y'all sound good. Sound so good, don't you agree? Y'all sound good together, man. That warms my heart. That was fire. And that's out every platform right now. Go ahead and run those numbers up. I just added it to the DITV radio playlist. For those who've been enjoying that playlist, it's up there as well. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. No Cap, Johnny Raps, Birthday Bash, support live music. Holland Jungle Showcase tomorrow to the Lansing in New York. You get that verse, you get a drink. Don't forget you hear them say it right here. Man,
that's right, man. You gotta spit it for me.
Spit it. So, brother, I appreciate you. I know it's early morning. I know it's your birthday. I know you got a big day. I love you, bro. I'm so sorry I can't be there this year, man. But I'll be at the next one for sure. Kill it. Let me know how it goes. And for all the people that's on the showcase performing, break a leg. I hope y'all have a phenomenal show. Any shout outs, anything before we go that you wanted to give to the people?
Well, of course, man. But thank you for all the love, bro. I appreciate the support, man. I love you too, man. Means a lot to be on here for, I guess, whatever, the 9th time or something.
Yeah, I think it's number 9. I think it's number 9.
All right.
Oh, right on the camera.
Yeah, bro. But shout out to How Unique. Shout out to Rusty Juxx. Shout out to Cortex. Without him, without Holland Jungle, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Shout out to everybody that's in the fucking showcase tomorrow night. I'm really excited to rock the stage with y'all. And shout out to my homies I ain't seen in a while. Shout out to Shay Peso. She's a dope artist. Check her out. Shout out to Aflo. Shout out to fucking Bizarre from D12, bro. Shout out to Mars. Different Mars with an S.
Butcher knife.
Yeah, Juggalo
Please
Mars.
don't use that to put an imaginary dick in my hand when I did the butcher knife. Somebody's got some AI right now, like, yeah.
He's back on the scene, man. He's back on the scene after doing a little time. So I don't know. Maybe I hope he starts rapping again. Maybe I get to link with him. He looks like he's trying to do some positive stuff for the community. some outreach type stuff. So, but shout out to him, man. Shout out to everybody, bro.
Love, and that's what it's all about in 2026. We need it. Rest in peace, Dolly Parton. Rest in peace,
Tim Curry,
Peter Cullen, man. Jeff Grimtavius has been an asshole these last weeks. So make sure if you got some loved ones and you ain't talked to them in a while, do yourself a favor, call them, or make your soul feel good. That's what we're about in 2026, making your soul feel good. No Cap makes your soul feel good. O.D.C makes your soul feel good. Johnny Raps makes your soul feel good. Holland Jungle makes your soul feel good. Raps Records makes your soul feel good. And the D.E.N makes your soul feel good. So we're going to end this fucking episode right now. I want to thank my brother for, like I said, the Nueve time for gracing us as we wind this journey down. And other than that, shout out to King Petty. Shout out to STP. Shout out to Cal Jones. Shout out to all of the den mates out there, all the guests that's been on the show for the last 6 years, that have been on multiple times and even just one time. I appreciate y'all. And as we end every episode, it's all about peace, love, unity, and respect. We out of here. Deuces.